Hello everyone, I'm Annie from Drama Crochet and welcome to this first ever vlog on this channel. The past few days were full of emotion because I made a TikTok of a shirt, Octagon shirt I crocheted. It went viral and this happened and then this happened.
Is from Annie at Drama Crochet.
So I'm making this video first because I need to share my emotions. There are two big events not to talk about, you know. First of all, thank you, Kelsie. You're the best. And I'm so happy you appreciated that pattern and that design. Now I'm going to talk about crochet and I'm going to crochet too. Today I'm going to test some crochet design and concepts I've been thinking about for weeks. So as I said, I made a series of Octagon crochet and we are now on concept number 4. The first one was the very simple cardigan Octagon. At the end, I would like to cover every option of this Octagon concept. The very first one. The second one is also a cardigan, so go check out the tutorial and the patterns. The difference between this and the first one is that the sleeves can be smaller. And the third version is the viral shirt. With this rectangle, you gain the length of the rectangle on the shirt, so you can have smaller and shorter sleeves with a long body, and it gives a shirt. For the fourth one, it is, where is it? Of a coat long cardigan. Is it a cardigan? Isn't it a coat at that moment? And it will be a long one. Yes, I started with a square and I'm adding the sleeves now. With that square, it will be longer, as this square is equivalent to the rectangle of the shirt, but longer. And the longer the start, the longer your final project will be. And if you make a rectangle but turn it 90 degrees, it will be even longer. Do you understand? So you can turn this into a longer version by doing that, or to add rows here. You choose. The design in the back would just be different. It would just be stripes instead of a rectangle like this. Another little variation of this version is that it would be a long sleeve one, directly crocheted in one piece. So you don't need to cut, then add rows on each end of the sleeve. It will directly be in one piece and then connecting as usual. Another thing I wanted to talk about is a comment on Kelsie's video talked about a surprise jacket. I never heard about that thing before, so I googled it and I saw the concept and I was like, it actually looks like an octagon. But the difference is that first, it's knitted, and with knitting, you can't really knit around like a foundation chain. It's easier to make it top down or bottom top, bottom up, I don't know how to call it, but to start from one side to go to the other side, rather than knitting around something because of the angles would be too sharp, I guess. And I searched for crocheted version of surprise jacket and I found baby surprise jacket, like adapted to crochet. And I was like, why wouldn't I test it? Why wouldn't I test it and adapt it to my way of thinking? Because the one I found, it was not a pattern. It was, I don't know if it was a pattern. Maybe it was a pattern, but I wanted to make my version, and the difference between the octagon would be that it would be a top down. And the border wouldn't look the same as here. Like, there won't be this angle here like this. It would just be stripes. So I am going to make a top down. As it is still a test, I'm going to use those two Cotton King. Just to show you how it is in the beginning, it's a Cotton King from Hobby Yarn. It's a very thin yarn, 3.5 millimeter, suggested to crochet with. but I'm going to triple it. I don't have time to crochet with 3mm and use a 7mm crochet hook. There are so many things to say. So with this fourth pattern, if you mix them, all the four patterns, you can, which you want to make, if you want long sleeves, short sleeves, long body, short body, you can mix them all. Since yesterday, I gained about 100 subscribers on Instagram. My tutorial video has been viewed like 2,000 times, and I'm just can't wait to see what you crocheted, all the colors you chose. I want to see them. Tag me. Oh, and last thing I didn't talk about is that for this version, I used granny stitch chain 1 version. Like I put chain 1 in between granny stitches, as I used granny stitches next to each other for the other versions. This way I can write patterns with the two versions, as now I have the measures with this one too. If you want your stitches to be more spreaded, this is another version that could fit your likings. I'm going to make the simple double crochets rows and switch to a double crochet chain 1 row with little holes. I don't know how to say ajouter in English, like mesh. Mesh. Yes, I am not fluent in English. I speak French, usually. And I'm making this video because I know a lot of you guys come from Kelsie's videos, so you are English speakers, mostly. And I need to adapt because I was active on my first channel, the French one, and I was like, why do I not recycle my K-pop dance channel into an English version of my crochet channel? So that's why you can hear I am hesitating on some words and expression, because I need to translate it beforehand in my head. That's why I put subtitles on my TikTok, because you guys may be lost a little bit if you go there and see like, it was a scam, it's in French. So as it is a test, I'm not going to make it too long. So actually I'm going just to stop there. So this would be the length from one cuff to the other. Actually it's not, it's just a sleeve then, as it is quite short. And it will be a shirt. I don't know yet. We will see what it would be. By the way, you can check on my TikTok how to switch from actually the video is in French. Never mind. I will make another one with subtitles. But I made a little video with tips how to change from a granny stitch to a simple row of double crochets to mesh stitches and stuff. And still, like it was more talking about the increases you need to make on corners to keep the integrity of the pattern. This is the boring part though. Like making the first row is always kind of boring, as you just have this little thin chain to hold on to. Can't wait to reach the other end. I really love this color. I think it's the color Sand on the Cotton King Cone, 500 grams on hobbyyarn.com. hobby.com, I think, or .fr. And I like it because it's neutral and can be coupled with some very bright colors, like the blue I'm going to use is very like electric deep blue. And yeah, so excited at the same time. But I had so many crochet fails lately. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will never post this video. I will. Even though it's a fail, I will. But yeah, I like mixing neutral colors with very bright colors. So I made my patterns on Ko-fi with free prizes because I know everybody has their own means, and I want my design to be available for everyone wanting to have my design, and I want everybody to be dressed in drama crochet design, but I know not everybody can afford. I really appreciate your support because when you do have the means to, but it's totally okay if you don't put on money on this, and I understand because I was there too. I didn't have money for a very long time, and even now I don't consider myself having money. So I really appreciate when you guys see the lot of work and effort I put into making those designs and sharing it. And yeah, I really appreciate your support. Thank you all, guys. And even just watching my videos is really a great support. And I want to grow. I want to grow my channels. I want to grow my business. And now I'm going to put on some mesh row, and I'm going to alternate between those two, like double crochet and then mesh, until I reach half of the width of the sleeves. That's how I see it. And then add some increases to make the front panels. That's how I understood the picture. You know, I paused all of my custom orders to make this video because it was like galvanized me to make videos what happened lately. And I wanted to share more, just to share more. Actually, I don't have a lot of custom orders, and I like it that way because I like to spend time testing and thinking and making experiences and finding new original designs. I love that, and sharing it afterwards. I think the part I like to crochet things for my friends. Actually, it was the first order of the year. We're in June, so that maybe will maybe be the only order I will have this year, and I'm okay with that. And I like to make some of the stuff she ordered, like the colors I picked are beautiful stuff, but there are some things I don't like to make, okay? And I figure out now that there are things I won't crochet. I don't like to crochet. I like to create something, but I don't like to reproduce some of the stuff I designed. I designed them, but I don't like to crochet them over and over again. Especially when there is sewing. I hate sewing. That's why I make designs with no sewing and only in one piece, one block. Thank me for my laziness. That's how you get all those original designs. And actually, that's how all discoveries are made. Because people are lazy. They find new ways to work less. I'm really a searcher. This is how it looks until now, and it's so flowy. I like it, the mesh. It is actually the same stitches that in my first hexagon cardigan. The tutorial is in French, but it's basically this, exactly the same. Like double crochet, mesh, double crochet, mesh, double crochet, mesh, but change color every 3 rows of the first color. And I like it. And back then, I didn't even have a glimpse of Octagon pictures in my head. I actually wonder how it popped in my head the first time. Actually, it began with a dodecagon top. Dodecagon means 12 sides. So I made a 12-side top with increases and decreases to make a cross. And actually I have tutorial of that somewhere on YouTube, on my French channel actually. So I have a colorful pullover sweater that I made with dodecagon, and when I watched when I saw the hexagon technique after I made that sweater, I was like, isn't there a way to merge this stuff to have less work? And I was like, and I'm not kidding, for a week, entire week, I was like this. My boyfriend was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm crocheting in my head. And the illumination came just like that. And I was like, there's a way. There's a way. Eureka. And from there, I didn't stop drawing and drawing different variation. I was like, oh, I could start like this, start like this. Oh, there's still like this. And I'm planning to make a hooded version. And I already have a plan how to make it in one sole piece. That's the plan. But I need to make tests, and I'm going probably to make a video of the process, like right now. Do you like this video? Do you like this kind of video? Do you like entering my head like this? Because I'm talking to myself right now. Do you like seeing what's going on in my head? If you do, hit like and subscribe. Thank you. I hope I can have time, thanks to you guys, to develop, experience, design more crochet designs like this so that everybody can be trusted drama. So we have this up until now, and I'm going to add the increases. So question is, will I increase in one stitch or in between two stitches? So I'm here now, and I have to say something went wrong. It's not that something went wrong. It's that I admitted I didn't make any calculation, and you can see that this is the kind of calculation I usually do before crocheting, but here I completely forgot to anticipate the length in between the two armpits and the size of the sleeve, because I knew that this length here would be the length that would be added on the front panel, and I was dumb and I was not concentrated enough. I should have anticipated a thicker, larger sleeve here so that my front panel would reach up until here. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to frog this. I'm going to continue and make the front panels longer, and this on the back would be a little lower. So we had our corner here, the increase here and here, and supposedly this should go like this and this to make to follow the idea of the surprise jacket. And as I said, I didn't anticipate the number of rows, so actually it's okay like this, but what we can see also is that it can be folded in the other way to match the octagon style. I mean, I could just have made this chain here longer until here, and it is like very close to the octagon. The only difference there would be the pattern here. There won't be that geometric angle here. There is no angle here. There would be just be stripes at the ends. Here you flip the work for each row. As for the octagon, you just work on one side. And that would be the main difference. So here, I don't know if I'm going to like go here and go back and forth like this to grow this part, or to maintain the main idea of here. I think I'm gonna maintain this, as that was the main idea. So I'm gonna stick to the first option, and also I will have the short sleeves I wanted, because if I do this, I'm going to have a longer sleeve like with the octagon. So yeah, the main idea was to have only this for as a sleeve, and I'm going to stick to that option. So here we can have a clear comparison with the octagon, because here I have 4 corners on each side, and the main idea was like this, and we can see that it sticks around. It is faithful to what I saw on the internet, but if we turn it like this, it becomes almost like the octagon. The difference is here, there are not the pattern that does the angle like this here. They just are straight stripes, and the sleeves are longer, like with the Octagon. So there is definitely an option. Chain foundation can be directly the width you want to have, then add the corners here. And actually, that was, without knowing it beforehand, the idea I had with this top I tested, because it's a t-shirt I made a round circle, went up, then add 2 corners on each side, and it's exactly like this one but closed, and it has the opening here. And I really like this, bright colors like as usual. It's weird how all those patterns, they converge to the same principle all the time, and that's quite cool. Maths are mathing. You can test it at your home. Take your hook, make a circle or a foundation chain, go up, add corners, up, but I'm going to stick to the first option as I wanted a very short sleeve, and only this option, the first surprise jacket option, allows me to keep the short sleeve. And yeah, I'm going to write a pattern about this later. Definitely need more tests, but yeah, I'm satisfied with what I came up with until here. I'm going to make a row of single crochet all around. Like, I would start here around to make a border, and then make the assembly connect here when I pass the second time, and finish here where I started. So it is actually a surprise jacket. It follows the principle of a surprise jacket, as the knitting. Oh gosh, what is this? I missed. Oh shit. I missed one. Look, I'm gonna hide it with the border. It's okay. I missed one strand. So the surprise jacket continues on by the bottom over there when this part is already done. So it's the final part. As if we transform it into the Octagon version like this, and if we made it longer on the foundation chain, we could have had the length we wanted since the beginning, and that is cool. That is pretty cool to know, so that I can develop a pattern, an alternative version of the Octagon, merge with the surprise Octagon. And so here I made the first row of single crochets. And in conclusion, I would say that with the surprise jacket method, it's easier to control the length of the sleeves. As with the Octagon technique, you only can, this is the shortest you can have. Actually, I have another technique to make a longer sleeve, but this is really the shortest you can have if you use the Octagon technique. But with the surprise jacket, when you start from the top, you can control this length. Like, you can start right away with the length, the final width you want to have, and then put the armpit increase anywhere you want, symmetrically in preference, and you add rows upwards, back and forth to make the rows. You need to anticipate the length of the front panel, the width of the front panel, because if you go with too many rows, they will end up overlapping here. If it's not made on purpose, that would be sad. And so the result, I'm gonna try this. It is actually longer than I thought. It's fine. It's kind of fine. It needs more research. Tell me in the comments if you have questions. hit like and subscribe. Happy crochet. See you next time.